Welcome to BraveSpark channel. This is not a place for complaints, giving up, or making excuses. This is a place for those who dare to be different, who dare to rise when they've fallen, and who dare to keep going when no one else believes they can. In a chaotic world where people easily lose themselves, sometimes, just one timely quote can change an entire life. And that's why today, BraveSpark brings you 50 life-awakening quotes, divided into 10 profound themes, from purpose and action to legacy. If you've ever felt weak, this is your reminder, you're stronger than you think. If you've ever wanted to give up, this is the spark to help you rise. So listen, and let these words ignite the fire within you. 1. Purpose and identity. When you know your why, you can endure anyhow. When life knocks you down, you don't need a new path, you need a strong enough reason to keep walking. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." That's the power of purpose. When you know why you exist, pain gains meaning. Mark Twain reminded us, the two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Don't live by someone else's script. Don't chase success and forget your ideals. Ask yourself, what makes your heart race? What makes you wake up early even when no one is watching? Howard Thurman said, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive, and go do it." The journey of self-discovery is the hardest path, but also the one that sets you apart. As Oscar Wilde once quipped, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." And when you live by your ideals, you don't just live, you shine. 2. Work and ambition. Work like you have a mission, not just a job. Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." In life, some days you win, some days you learn. But win or lose, you keep moving. And to do that, you need to love the work you do. Steve Jobs said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. Life doesn't reward those who work just enough, but those who give their heart. Jocko Willink, former Navy SEAL, said it best, "Discipline equals freedom." When you work not from inspiration, but from commitment and principle, you free yourself from stagnation. Jim Rohn reminded us, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." Because in the end, your career isn't just your income, it's the legacy you leave behind. Choose the hard path if it's the right one. Jerzy Gregorek said, "Easy choices, hard life. Hard choices, easy life." 3. Discipline and effort. Discipline is the highest form of freedom. There's a paradox about freedom. The more disciplined you are, the freer you become. Jocko Willink wasn't just being poetic when he said, "Discipline equals freedom." Successful people aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who do the right thing, even when they don't feel like it. Discipline keeps you steady in temptation, persistent through pain, and focused amid chaos. Jim Rohn said, "Don't wish life were easier, wish you were better." Be tough on yourself today, so life won't have to be tough on you tomorrow. Olympians, warriors, leaders, they weren't born great. They were forged through small, repeated choices day after day. They knew, easy choices make life hard. Hard choices make life easy. No one sees you wake up early or fight laziness late at night, but those moments define you. And one day, when others call you lucky, you'll know it was discipline quietly at work. 4. Courage and risk. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to your courage. Life never waits for you to be ready. Every great door stands behind fear. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's action in spite of it. As the Latin proverb says, "Fortune favors the bold." Anais Nin wrote, "Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage." Every time you avoid risk, your world shrinks. Every time you push through fear, your world grows. Wayne Gretzky said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Don't wait for perfect." John Shedd wrote, "A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for." And you're no different. Jack Canfield put it simply, "Everything you want is on the other side of fear." Life rewards the ones who step outside their comfort zones. 5. Growth and mindset. Everyone can change if they're willing to pay the price. Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. All change starts with belief. No one grows without pain." Alexis Carrel said, "Man cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is both the marble and the sculptor." Growth is carving yourself into who you're meant to be. Winston Churchill said, "If you're going through hell, keep going. There are no shortcuts to strength." Bruce Lee taught, "Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one." Charles Darwin wrote, "It is not the strongest, or the most intelligent who survive, but those most adaptable to change. In a world that evolves by the minute, flexible thinking is essential. 6. Masculinity and strength. It's not about muscles, it's about responsibility. Masculinity isn't about volume or muscle. It's about owning your responsibilities. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry wrote, "To be a man is to be responsible." Hunter S. Thompson warned, "A man who procrastinates in his choosing will end up having his choices made for him." Masculinity isn't in how you look, but in the courage to choose and own your consequences. Archilochus, a Greek warrior, said, "We don't rise to the level of our expectations, we fall to the level of our training." Prepare like tomorrow is war. A Chinese proverb says, "Better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war." Be strong, even in peace, so when storms come, you won't flinch. And Richard Nixon reminded, "A man is not finished when he is defeated. He is finished when he quits." 7. Character and integrity. Be someone trustworthy, even when no one's watching. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say." True character isn't in words, but in quiet actions. Albert Einstein advised, "Try not to become a man of success, but rather a man of value." The world doesn't need more show-offs, it needs people of substance. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." When you live right, you don't need to prove anything. C.S. Lewis noted, "Courage is not simply one of the virtues, it is the form of every virtue at the testing point." Integrity doesn't shine, it steadies the foundation. John Wooden kept it simple. The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching. 8. Stoicism and resilience. Life isn't always easy, but your response is your choice. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Tragedy lies more in our perception than in what actually happens. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That's the heart of Stoicism. Control the inner, accept the outer. He also said, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." 9. Action and focus. Dreams don't need a reason, just a start. Gandhi once said, "Action expresses priorities." You say you want change, but your calendar is empty. So do you truly want it, or just fantasize about it? Thinking without action is delusion. Action without direction is disaster. Japanese wisdom says, "Vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare." Henry David Thoreau noted, "Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it." Act, and results will follow. An African proverb teaches, "If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together." The power is not in speed, but in focused, lasting steps. 10. Wisdom and philosophy. Those who ask why live differently than those who just ask what. Socrates once declared, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Philosophy isn't decoration, it's a roadmap. Krishnamurti said, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Sometimes it takes courage to walk away from the crowd." Victor Hugo wrote, "He who opens a school door closes a prison." Knowledge doesn't just break poverty, it breaks ignorance. Gandhi said, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever." That's how you live fully, by acting and learning without pause. BraveSpark is not just a channel. It's a declaration of life. It's a place where those once defeated learn to rise with clearer eyes and stronger hearts. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to not give up. If one of these quotes touched you today, hold it like a spiritual sword. And if you know someone lost, share it. Because sometimes, one right word can save a soul. This is BraveSpark channel. Ignite the fire within you and move forward like a warrior. Stay real, stay brave, stay sparked.